So I'm sure you guys know who David Pakman is over at the David Pakman Show. He has about over 300,000 subscribers, and he had this conversation with this black conservative. His name is Jesse Lee Peterson, and he is also, of course, a Christian. Wow, what a coincidence, right? But it seemed very interesting because I didn't really know who this guy was. I had previously seen him from a Jacqueline Glenn video where she was having an interview with him about religion. So what this guy comes off as extremely critical and to me an overall disgusting person, like a genuinely disgusting person. Like the whole video he goes by saying dirty women. Like, I don't understand what the fuck that means or whatever the fuck you're saying, but, like, dude, like, please just have some respect, dude. Like, any level of respect whatsoever so I can take you seriously and not some jackass. But apparently this guy goes on Fox News, and we know Fox News loves to have their black Republicans on their show whenever they can find them. But basically, this video is so horrible because he really gets destroyed. It's like, not even as if it's a substantive conversation. I know David clearly won, but what he imposes is so stupid that principally it was one of the most polarized conversations I've ever heard in terms of one side being correct and the other side being completely incorrect. So what he talks about David's article, and what he's basically saying, what he starts out saying is that Breitbart. Who the fuck sources Breitbart? They put out fake news on the daily. They just recently put out a fucking article on how there was a Muslim. They said that the headline said Muslim confesses that he lit his own fucking mosque on fire in Texas. Who the fuck would do that? So it's like we all know Breitbart's bullshit. I mean, just Steve Bannon was the former CEO, so we already know it's fucked. But what I'm trying to say here is that he sources Breitbart. So first of all, he sources Breitbart, and then he talks to him about the woman being paid to go to protests. And he's like, do you have any proof that this is not true? And first of all, his proof is Breitbart. Breitbart apparently cited it from a Washington Post article, which they misinterpreted, and David points that out. And then he's asking him, what is your evidence that they didn't pay them? What? What kind of a question is that? That is, okay, and here's the thing. You have to be careful when speaking with Republicans and conservatives because they don't have real substance. So what they do is they find some cheeky angle and some shady-ass angle, and then they stick you into a corner like that, and David didn't take that shit. He's like, this is bullshit. So it's like, okay, think about it this way. I'm going to tell you this, okay? I ask you a question. I tell you, first of all, I'm at your front door. I say, oh, I flew to your house on a magic carpet. What evidence do you have that I didn't do that? Like, you can't disprove something. You can't disprove a claim. And also, there's the burden of proof complex where the burden of proof, someone who has to prove their theory is the person asserting something. So if someone's not asserting something, you can't therefore assert your claim by saying you can't disprove it because you have no proof. So it's like me saying, oh, tell me how I didn't come on a magic carpet. You don't have a camera photo, you don't have anything because it didn't fucking happen. So it's this stupid shady tactic that these fuckers use to be especially cheeky and especially sly because they know they're not substantively on the same level. And David doesn't take any of his shit, so he definitely did a good job on that front. And then he basically just keeps going on to call them dirty women and all this type of different stuff. And they go on to kind of progress through a lot of this stuff, but he then goes on to talk about Donald Trump and all this whatnot, and he's just a horrible human being and a sellout. Let's keep it real here. Like, who would be a black Republican? Like, why would you side with the party that's doing systematic voter suppression still to this fucking day? I just don't understand it. And the simple rhetoric and what they do is just ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying, oh, you have to be Democrat. Nah, you don't have to. You could do whatever fucking. You can even call yourself an independent. Just, you can't be a Republican. It's so stupid, especially with Trump as the face. It doesn't even make sense. This guy is such a fraud. This is one of those cases where I start asking, is he being genuine? Is he being legitimate? Is this really what he believes? Or is he saying it to get the money, the popularity, the fame, and just the people watching him, the ratings? Because people, it's rough to find, like, people like that don't have to work nearly as hard, because it's so rare to find people like that, and that's why Fox News always has those people on, because it's so rare to find. Or else their whole fucking cast is gonna be white people. They have to throw in Geraldo Rivera. They have to bring on some black people like Stacey Dash, and they'll bring on some fucking con men on their show. It's honestly ridiculous. And I want to know what you guys think. Is he a fraud, or is this what he actually believes?